It's new play day! Huzzah! We're gonna start working on Locrine here in Shakesyear. Now, I looked up how to pronounce Locrine. It's L-O-C-R-I-N-E, and some said Locrine, 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 all sorts of things. We're going with Locrine for now because that's the best that I could come up with. And this is part of Shakespeare's Apocrypha. The experts tend to think that Shakespeare probably didn't write this one, largely based on language usage. It was probably written by Robert Greene, though somebody wrote a little something saying that like Charles Tiley wrote it. But if Charles Tiley had written it, it would have had to be written way earlier than they think it was actually written. It was probably written in the 1580s or 1590s, somewhere around that point. And the reason why it's included with Shakespeare's Apocrypha is because in the third folio, this play exists with a little note on it, basically saying that it was edited by W.S. and everybody took that W.S. to mean Shakespeare. But whether or not he was involved, we actually have no idea. But anyway, about the play, Locrine is a revenge tragedy, so look out, we've got a lot coming up. And it's set up a little bit like Greek tragedies, wherein there's a prologue at the beginning of each act, and those prologues are all shared by the goddess Ate. So today, except they didn't call the prologue scenes prologues. It's like Act 1, Scene 1 is the prologue to Act 1. So just bear with me. Today we get to hear from Ate in Act 1, Scene 1. And the play kicks off with a dumb show because all of these prologues also accompany a dumb show. So in the dumb show, Ate comes out with like a torch, and then there's a lion chasing a bear or some other kind of beast and chases it around, but then an archer shoots the lion and the lion dies. And Ate says, "In poenam secator in umbra," a mighty lion, ruler of the woods, of wondrous strength and great proportion, with hideous noise scaring the trembling trees, with yelling clamor shaking all the earth, traversed the groves and chased the wandering beasts. Long did he range among the shady trees, and drave the silly beasts before his face, when suddenly, from out a thorny bush, a dreadful archer with his bow y-bent wounded the lion with a dismal shaft. So he him strook that it drew forth the blood, and filled his furious heart with fretting ire. But all in vain he threateneth teeth and paws, and sparketh fire from forth his flaming eyes, for the sharp shaft gave him a mortal wound. So, valiant brute, the terror of the world, whose only looks did scare his enemies, the archer, death, brought to his latest end. Oh, what may long abide above this ground in state of bliss and healthful happiness. And that's the end of Act 1, Scene 1. So it's a description of the dumb show that we just watched. Ate is saying, there's this lion and it's strong and mighty and everything else trembles before this lion, and the lion is chasing all of the other beasts until this archer, otherwise known as Death, comes along and shoots the lion, and the lion dies. And of course, this isn't just a story about lions and bears in forests. Oh my. This is it's a metaphor for what we are going to see in Act 1 with the people that we're going to meet later on in Act 1, specifically a Brutus who was this lion. And also, just for a little bit of context, this play takes place like before England was a thing. So part of this lion roaming the countryside is also this really is the wilderness. There aren't really, this is sort of unclaimed territory that hasn't all become a country yet. So that's where this Brutus character is coming from. But we will learn more about him tomorrow in tomorrow's monologue, because buckle up, since this is a tragedy, there's about 8,000 monologues in it. So we're going to spend a lot of time on this one. But I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.